Hello, Excellence family. It's Danny Barnes, Director of Agent Relations, and I'm here with Paul Sordone, attorney with Excellence Title. How you doing, Paul?
Good, Danny. How are you?
Good. Today we're going to talk about some more reasons why title insurance is very important to get,
Yep.
and I'll let it go to you, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get that question sometimes. You know, when there's a bank involved, you don't have a choice, but the bank won't lend you money if they're not getting a mortgagee policy of title insurance, which protects them against anything. So that tells you first off the bat that it's important if a bank won't lend money without it. But there are a lot of cash deals that we handle, and a lot of times the cash buyers will say, well, if I looked at the title search myself and I see it's fine, why would I spend X amount of dollars on this? I'm never going to use it. Well, the reason why is chances are you may not use it. But when you do, it could get very expensive. An example of something that just happened to a friend of mine, they purchased a property in North Florida. They bought it. They closed with another title company. The seller chose it. The seller had purchased the property in foreclosure sometime in early 2020. They bought it. I imagine they remodeled it, fixed it up. My friends purchased then in 2021, mid 2021. They buy it. I remember them asking me. They bought it cash and asking me, hey, do we have to get the title insurance? We want you to do the closing. I said, well, the seller controls it. Just get the title policy. I'll take a look at it for you, make sure everything's okay. Well, bottom line is they went with it. They purchased the title insurance. I think it probably cost them about $1,500 at the time of closing. Fast forward to about 2 months ago, they received a notice in the mail from somebody saying they were the previous owner who lost it in the foreclosure where their seller purchased it, and that they had a claim to the property because they had filed an appeal and it was recorded, and that should have been resolved prior to them closing. So the point is, this was missed in all the searches. It wasn't recorded in the foreclosure case. The title examiner who did the search reviewed the foreclosure case and saw that it was done correctly, but there was an appeal filed. Nobody saw it, nobody caught it. And now, so these people call me obviously freaking out, like, what do I do? These people are saying it's their house, that they should have never lost it. And my guy purchased it and he shouldn't have had title. He bought it in an auction, so he didn't get title insurance. So that was never discovered. Bottom line is I tell them it's not a problem. You have your title insurance policy, okay? Let me see it. There's a number on there. You call them and you tell them, you forward them all the correspondence. The underwriter for the title insurance then assigns one of their law firms that they have to represent them. That law firm files a notice of appearance in the case, filed, goes to mediation, settles with these people, and they release all claims. I think they ended up paying out over $100,000
Wow.
to get the release. So if my guys hadn't bought the title insurance, they would have either had to pay $100,000 out of pocket to settle it themselves, or they would have had this cloud on their title, and this would have dragged on in litigation for years. When you have title insurance, the underwriter, if they see there was a mistake or they see there was something that could potentially affect your interest in there, they'll go ahead and they'll defend it. You don't have to pay a dime. There's no deductible. There's no attorney's fees. You're covered by that policy, and that's whether that happens 3 months after you buy, 3 years after you buy, or 10 years after you buy. As long as it's something that occurred prior to you being the owner, they will defend it, and they have great attorneys, and they get things resolved. It's in their best interest. So that's one reason, and it's easier to explain that than it is to say, well, you never know what could happen, and things like that happen more often than you think. Come up sometimes. There'll be a deed that was signed 3 sellers ago, and somebody didn't join in, or the person was married and it said they were single, and now an ex-spouse comes out of nowhere and starts, stirring things up. When you buy a property, the last thing you want to do is deal with those issues down the road. So it gives you the peace of mind of knowing that, obviously we're reviewing everything. We know everything's clean, but there could be things on there that nobody knows. That's a surprise lurking that comes out later.
Right.
And that's when title insurance is very valuable.
And for $1,500, that's not a bad.
Yeah, for life. It's not like another title. It's not like other kinds of insurance. You have to pay a renewal, or you have to pay a yearly premium, or anything. If you own the property for 50 years, you're covered from anything that happened before you bought it. after that, for that one time that you pay it at closing.
Right. Well, good information. I mean, you got to get that title insurance. That's so important. Anything else you'd like to add? That was a great story, by the way.
Thank you. No, I mean, just, I appreciate it. We're getting a lot of support and from agents all over. I think one of the things that people are really liking is the gift baskets we're giving, the closings. We have offices available,
Right.
so we don't have to do it at people's homes. We have closing centers, we have mobile closers, and I think I really appreciate everyone giving us a shot and everyone, all the good feedback we're getting. And just keep it going. And anybody who hasn't tried us, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. I could speak. I had somebody reach out last week where they had an issue and the client was nervous. I'm happy to speak to your client before they sign. If it puts them at ease or explain their legal rights on the contract. And our goal is to make the deals happen, make as affordable as possible and a great experience for everybody.
Right. It's simple. Just go to excellencetitle.com and submit title order, right?
Yeah. I mean, we made it as user-friendly as possible. I mean, it doesn't get any easier.
Awesome. Well, it was good seeing you today, and
Today.
thanks for that tidbit of information, because it is important. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just saying, you never know. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Those people would have been really sorry.
So what do you think happened to the first party?
I think I reviewed a little bit of the docket, and I think they were digging, they milked the foreclosure for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of stuff in the pleadings. I think they're just trying to get money, and it worked out for them because the title insurance company, just to resolve it for these buyers, who's an innocent third party, they settled it and paid them out. But I don't think they would have won in litigation, but again, that would have cost a lot of money and attorney's fees to the underwriter.
Yeah.
And it would have been stressful for the homeowner, so they just settled it. But it was a weird case, but weird stuff happens, especially in Florida.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, it's good seeing you again. I'll see you in a couple Tuesdays. We do this every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Questions, you can get hold of Paul easily. And we'll chat in about 2 weeks, Paul.
All right. Great. Thanks, Danny.
All right. Thanks so much. And as always, together moving forward.